Hey Patreon, this is Prometheus. I want to once again thank you guys for actually going to my Patreon account. I went ahead and I'm going to build out the final scheme. This is a bonus scheme for my Patreon guys, in particular for Victor Golden. Obviously, you were excited about some of these things that have been breaking down, and I wanted to go ahead and jump into the gun open flex for you because I know that you really had. Basically, you've had really good success with the halfback toss, but how to go ahead and utilize the rest of the plays in this particular scheme. Now, you have a good complement with the halfback toss with the halfback dive, but I don't like the other audible, which is the play action flanker screen, and the reason why there's no other reads other than getting rid of the screen. So, in case your opponent is covering it up, there's just nothing. There's nothing to jump into. That's a very like conditional type of play. If you got an opponent that's spamming cover 4, then I would jump into that play, but otherwise, unless they're mixing up their defenses, I would stay out of it. Now, Z spot is one of your base plays that you can use in this, or base audibles, and then the vertical tight end cross is another audible. But we're going to try to go ahead and use those pass plays to complement the halfback toss, and the one other base play I would call would be the X seam, because it allows me to attack my opponent off the left, and it makes some good make a couple adjustments with that. So I'm going to just jump into the run. I know there's nothing really spectacular about the run game with this particular run. You're just going to go ahead and pitch it and just try to get to the outside. I noticed this is actually the second patch in the game, and I noticed that this outside pitch doesn't get out as quick as it used to. So this play doesn't seem to me, at least in the practice mode, to be as devastating as before. So let's see if we can get it off here. I'm actually forcing the pitch. In this type of situation, I might be able to go ahead and get it out. See, what you could see, like the running back actually just kind of like he stutters. He doesn't go outside right away, and then you have to kind of wait for your blocks to set up. So I don't know what's happened to this pitch, but before the new patch, it seemed like it was actually a better run, but you can see right there I could have probably picked up some fairly good yards. So you got a really good audible. You've got the inside run, which is a real devastating run, and it's going to allow you to get some double teams. I'm going against one of the best defenses in regs, so you can expect to occasionally get some block sheds. Maybe not be able to pick up a good run with that, but you got a dual-headed rushing attack. And if you got an opponent that's not prepared for this little pitch outside, and you get the good blocking, which I just missed it right there, you could really go ahead and tear them up with this running scheme right here. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the hot audibles and how to actually go ahead and use this to establish some more pass plays. Now, the first thing we're going to take a look at is Z spot. Now, you can leave this play stock, but I don't like that because what happens is it's easy to cover this up. What I like to do is I like to take the tight end and actually put him on an out route to the left-hand side. Now, his route is only a clear out route. I am not looking to that route at all. I basically want to try to clear guys out of the zone, and I'm looking for Adams, Nelson, and Cobb. So what's going to happen is that because you actually have this fullback clear, or the tight end clearing people out for you, what's going to happen is it's actually going to get the spot route, the separation that you need to be able to go ahead and pop it underneath. So let's watch the fullback route right here, or the tight end route. He's going to pull defenders off to the left, and then I've got a flat read that I can actually go ahead and dump down to. So if you really wanted to be smart about this, what you probably want to do is you want to make your progressions from right to left is play this like stick. So let's see here. I'm going to go into this cross. Now my first read is going to be Nelson, and the reason I want to look at Nelson is because if it's man coverage, basically that defender that's actually the mic icon, he's going to come down into some kind of a blitz, and I can actually go ahead and pop Nelson in the backside. Then I can go ahead and look at stick and back to Nelson, and then I've always got the deep corner too. So let's see here. What's good about that particular play is that you have basically double slant concept going on with this particular play, and this is what you want to do is you want to use this play to go ahead and attack your opponent vertically, and then you've got basically a higher level. Now if you go to this play too much, the spot play, you can get picked off because a lot of your ball placement is going to be in one particular area. So you want to be very conscious of that. But that's where you want to go ahead and see. If you see the guys all came down, I can hit the backside slant with probably my #1 receiver fairly easy. I really don't look for the corner route for this. I like the spot route. That's actually probably the better area to go with it. But I like actually trying to pull defenders out of the area. I don't want to have an extra defender chasing my tight end or my fullback right there. And you know, that's one of those things where you can do that. Okay, so this ball got away a little bit too late. I made slow progressions on that. That was bad reads right there. So let's see if we could do this one more time. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into the next play. So right here, a slant route that actually just didn't get caught by Jordy Nelson. One more time here. One more time with us. Now this is really, you're looking to go ahead and attack your opponent vertically. Or actually not vertically, horizontally, because the next play is going to be attacking your opponent vertically, which is going to be the tight end wide receiver in. Now I like this play a lot, because now if a guy comes down and presses, he's using single coverage, you've got your slot receiver that's actually going to be able to burn him. A couple adjustments you can do on the backside is that you can do a deep comeback route, or if you got a good distance yardage, you can do a deep comeback route on the backhand side. Now the key route is this tight end route, and the reason why is that it's like a very weird, uncoverable type of a route. So you can either look to the left or look to the right. I would look to the left. If any defender, if it falls, looks a little bit funny, he falls back a little bit funny, like he's a cover 2 shell, I'd start making my progressions off to the right hand side. So snap the ball. And there you go. You got the little out route. He's always going to get separation. Bennett is not one of the fastest guys. Let's take a look at this in instant replay and what I'm looking at. All right, I went ahead and set myself up for a nice big deep out on the backside. Now I can leave him as a streak, but I want to do a deep out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a defender to float into that deep out back route. Now you also notice that this guy actually goes ahead and he turns his shoulders to the sideline. So that's like a cover 2 shell look. Even though he actually gets turned around, I probably could have thrown that ball, but I got this guy falling back in the passing lane, so that's why I looked away from that area. This tight end route, 9 out of 10 times, is going to get separation. The only time he's actually going to get covered is if there's some kind of a cover 2 shell on the back side of it. And these guys are just clearing zones for me. They're not really doing anything. The only time I might pop one of these guys if it's press coverage, and I know that he's playing maybe like a zero type of a blitz. And another good thing about this particular play is that you've got this guy that actually goes into a block and release, and running back goes into block and release. He actually stays in the block right here because it does look like the CPU is bringing 5 people on this. So it's just going to go back to this again. Going to go into the verticals. And then basically go ahead and see if anybody falls in the area. No, we're just going to go ahead and dump it down to the flat with a tight end. That tight end route is it's just so hard. It gets really good separation, and that's what's great about it. I do really prefer these deep outs because I just believe that they beat man more consistently than the deep comeback routes. So that's why I prefer those as a play to actually go and call against my opponent. So if I've got off coverage, I'm just going to go and turn that guy into a deep out. And if he's on an island, go ahead. I'm just going to throw it with my number 1 receiver and pick up a good 13, 14 yards. Put deep outs back in your game. You're going to see basically in all my ebooks that I'm actually using it. So let's go into verticals, deep outs. And this is where you can go ahead and dump it down to the running back. If the guy chases the tight end position, then you can give yourself a pretty good shot. So another thing that you can do, so you can see right here, actually, I just dropped it right down there. I was forcing it in there. So you might be able to go ahead and hit this streak right here. Now this looks like a cover 2 shell man, but let's go ahead and see it. Okay, here. Let's see if we get this catch. Okay, so you see how that pressure, how he's actually down. So here's another thing you look. If I got press guys, I know I've got probably my best wide receiver. This Cobb is really fast. He's 92 speed. He's one of the better speed wide receivers on the Packers. So basically, what I'm doing is once the ball snapped, I'm looking at him. And I'm watching this safety. I'm trying to see if he's going to fall back into his zone, that he's going to be double teaming that that wide receiver. But he comes down in a robber look, and I know I can actually go ahead and take a shot up top. Now the ball I didn't get the separation completely like I wanted to, but Cobb didn't come down with it. But I did get an opportunity to make a play down the field. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm running this play. I run this this audible a lot in these type of situations because it's very good to do that. Now let's go ahead and change up the last play, and we got all this action going off to the right, We want to go ahead and try to attack our opponent off the left with this scheme. So we're going to go back into the gun formation, open flex, and we're going to take a look at X seam. Now you can run this stock. Or you can basically go ahead and make one adjustment. And my one adjustment is to take Adams, and I'm going to put him on a drag route. And the reason I do that is because that allows me a dump down if my opponent is floating up and playing the ball hot. Now my progressions are going to be the following. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Nelson first, and if nobody falls in this area that works like a slant, I'm going to go ahead and pop it. Now I'm going to look for Cobb after that, Adams, and then my next check, my final read is going to be Montgomery. Now the way the play is stocked, Montgomery should get more separation, should be wide open because you got a deep in route. I just don't like how these routes develop on the backside. So I like to have a check down across the middle. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and take a look right there. And this is the levels concept that we want to go and take a look at. I'm going to basically go and show you this in instant replay and what my progressions were on this particular play. So I'm looking at this route first, and I'm looking to see if anybody falls in the passing lane. So I'm looking at this guy. Right here, this guy falls right in the passing lane. Now he's breaking up, but I'm not going to be able to go ahead and hit this guy. He's just a clear out route. My next progression is going to be this deep route over the middle. And as you can see, he actually was getting a little bit more separation. This defender actually started biting down on the flat route, but that was actually after I started to release the ball. So you can see right here, I'm looking. I just started releasing the ball. Defender starts biting down on the flat on the drag route, and I'm able to go and turn that up for a good 5 yards, and that's fine. All I want to do is I want to force my opponent to go see something a little bit differently. Now, because of the way the play is developed, this backside hook route will get covered by a lot of defenders. But if I left the play stock, he might actually get complete separation because the defender actually has to worry about the guy up top. All right, so once again, my adjustment I'm going to leave right here is like that, and if there's nobody in the area, I'm going to just go ahead and pop Jordy Nelson if the guy comes blitzing down. So just once again, if I don't see anybody in that area, I'm just going to go and pop Jordy Nelson. So as this guy comes after me, this area is wide open. I'm going to pop Jordy Nelson. As you can see, I picked up a good 15 yards on that play right there. So same setup. This is a quick hiker's dream, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop it down to the next guy. Now I might get an opportunity to hit the deep crosser up top. Just that the defenses aren't showing that. I'm doing open field concepts, so I'm not actually trying to anticipate what type of coverage right there. So that was a blown blocking assignment. I didn't even have a time for the play to actually develop. Something happened right there with the offensive line. So let's see. Once again, this offensive line was getting destroyed by the Minnesota defense, so I don't know what was transpiring on that. And just unable to get rid of the ball right there, just waiting for it to come across. So let's see here. So we're just going to go ahead and pop this guy. I'm actually trying to wait for the crossing route, so that's why I'm getting sacked right there, because I'm trying to force the ball in. So we're just going to keep running this play the way it's supposed to be. And almost got that deep crosser. I'm trying to force it in, and it just, when you're doing random plays, you gotta give what the CPU gives you. And right there was just another forced play. So guys, I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep trying to do this, try to hit this deep crosser. Nope, can't get it off. We're just waiting for it to develop. That's one of the reasons why I don't like that deep in route, because I need something that's going to give me a little bit more consistency off the right-hand side, off the left-hand side with this play. So let's see here. So you got a blitz. Just go ahead and pop that. So really, you're going to be looking to that left, trying to pop that play as quickly as possible. And I just don't see. Here we go. Deep crosser. There you go. So there's another big play. If you get the coverage, you can definitely hit it. It took me so long to get it because the computer wasn't giving me the type of coverage I wanted, and I was basically doing random plays just to show you that you have to make those pre-snap, those post-snap reads. So this, once again, this is the right play. This is the right place to go with the ball. If your opponent does not have anybody in the area, just pop them for the easy completion. You can see right here, I'm going to pick up a good 7 or 8 yards on that slant route, and he's going to turn it right up too. That's the route. But I've got the crosser on the backside. He's open. And if nobody falls in the area, I've got this deep crosser that I can pick up a good 25, 30 yards right there. So that's what's good about it. So this is going to be the gun open flex, a halfback toss, inside zone. Toss is not as OP as it used to be. You got Z-spot, vertical tight end out is your base play. And then also you want to go ahead and use the one play that I just showed you. I forgot the name of it. I'm just going to play now. Let's see here. Want to go ahead and jump into this X seam. X seam is a really good play, and I'm not going to use this online. I'm just breaking this down for you on how I'd run this formation. You could jump into a counter Y. I'm not a big proponent of counters, and I think they've been watered down. They're not as effective as they used to. So, and the slip screen, there's no reason to do a slip screen if you got the play action flanker screen. So this is basically how I'd run a gun open flex, guys. Victor, I hope this helps you out for you. Once again, thank you for your support, guys, and I hope this helps you out with your formations. And just let me know if you feel like the halfback toss out of this gun open flex is toned down. I feel like it's toned down, so just let me know. Thanks a lot. Until next time, guys.